Hello, welcome to Down with Dragons. I'm Scott, your DM. With me,
I'm
as always, is jumping the gun.
Adam playing Lynn Sentinel.
Chris playing Theobald Blackstaff. And Mick playing Callan.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us here on Monsters Roll here on Twitch. It's been a whole week since the last time we all got together, and quite a bit happened last time. We had some people who decided to, or eventually people, but Callan decided to get into a party, hang out a little bit with his buddy Falion, propose a show of entertainment, a rendition of a religious and historical event and a reenacting of it, which very much appealed to Falion's ego and being part of it and working with such an esteemed artist as yourself, Callan. Meanwhile, outside, the fight ended, continued, changed as Slate and Silly came and joined the fray, which had basically come to an end at that point due to their arrival. Theo was unfortunately unconscious at that moment. Slate went to his aid, giving aid of some sort, and in the end, Theo came back, woke up, and a fire taking place in the house that Talcia had been rescued from, and against mixed feelings of, these are bad people, but they're also people, Loon stepped up, bashing down the door with the assistance of a few guards from the party that was sent out in aid, almost. Breaking into the door only to quickly discover that Rain was there with her silver flute and little trickery or subterfuge or destruction of the internal workings of the mansion as the floor collapsed. Battle was about to ensue when Pretty Lights showed up. During this time, Callan was inside of the mansion, whining and dining his way to a nice personal meeting with Falion, where the Scalebinder ended up, who apparently was having a meeting with him, ended up leaving. And after leaving, found a few individuals dealing with Pretty Lights. Woke them up, a little back and forth. Meanwhile, inside, Callan was getting some just revenge on Falion as a little stabbing took place after some laughter was had by Falion, thanks to Callan. And suddenly, as he was being hung over, he disappeared. Unfortunately. But as everything went on and Slate eventually joined the party as Loon took off with the Scalebinder. Another yet weird thing that Slate did was look like Rain and enter the party. And together, under Callan's advisement, another fire ensued, and a proclamation of the insanity or the crumbling structure of our infrastructure of what Falion was. And everyone ran in fear as these proclamations of revelation in the fire came, but with reminders and invitation of the new idea of Terrafin. And outside, Theobald, keeping watch, saw quite a vision of bushes and trees blooming as people came pouring out of a mansion, smoke billowing out. And that's where we left things pretty much last time. I think I covered most of the main important events.
Yep.
a lot happened. Yeah.
Huh.
I don't have inspiration to give out this week from fans or anything like that, but I actually do have inspiration I would like to give out. And I have two. One being for you, Adam, for Loon, because once again, I love the fact that Loon has this conflict of seeing the world and some of the uglier things in it, but yet, despite what a lot of people would do, knowing that there was just thugs and all kinds of stuff in a burning house, had to go in and try to help. That's awesome. So I want to give you inspiration for that.
Cool. I will gladly take it.
And then I want to give out inspiration as well to Callan. Mick, once again, that ending, that went in a direction I didn't 100% see.
Gosh, I'm surprised
and it was
nobody gave it to him anyway.
Yeah, no, and that's part of the reason too. Of just like, I mean, I know well enough. I don't think you actually scripted that, but it felt prepared almost, of like how perfectly that all came out, and just it was good. It was real good.
Thank you.
So, picking up this week, we're going to do a little jump forward in time. On the heels of all of this, it's now the 20th of Soniva. About or just under a full week.
I don't even know where that went.
It's okay. I'll have to digitize it for you guys so you can just have it. But it's been a week, and over the course of the week, you've all done multiple things and been looking into some of the rumors, looking into intelligence of things that were going on with Valian, his group, what's happened after that fire. And I mean, literally kind of feelers out, looking for any rumors and anything on that. And so you've got lots of, hooks in the water trying to get a little nibble on something. Some maintenance was looked into. I know, Theo, you were looking into talking to Alice Cloudfang at the Lady of the Cliffs about getting repair, and she was happy to oblige and started working on it. But takes time, especially with some customization that is involved. And now, on the 20th, you've also been dealing with the ceremony of your actual induction as full members into the Scalebound. And over the last few days, there's been quite a few things getting prepared throughout the entire keep, and everyone is kind of, getting ready for a big party, pretty much. And a few noteworthy individuals have been showing up. And so, as you all find yourself in this main hall of the Scalebound, the three of you stand in front of a large fireplace with stairs that go up on both sides. Hall behind you going back. The actual fireplace looks like it's still made of like rough stone that arcs up, going up to the ceiling. As you stand there and the Scalebinder is in front of you, on the stairs going up on each side, and also mixed behind you, many other members, full members that are there, are watching, as well as a few of the actual artisans and people involved with the actual Scalebound. Leech being one of them as well. But on the stairs, you do notice 6 individuals, especially 3 on each side. And just to set the theme a little bit so you can see, a little inspiration for the room you're looking at.
Oh my.
Ah.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, I found this picture and it was very like Other than a few things I had to twist, it was perfect.
Yeah.
But
Gotta like that.
as you stand there, actually, because I've never done this aspect of this, can you see the little windows down here at the bottom that I'm about to bring up?
Oh,
No.
Perfect. That's awesome. I'm sharing the screen. I want to. Never done that. Yay. Well, I don't want you to see all my notes for the whole night.
Oh, okay. All right.
But on the stairs, you see the heroes that pretty much just on sight. And as you are standing here, you were brought up last to be brought before Zazozan, the Scalebinder, and all of the assembled party. On the stairs, at the top of the left staircase, the hero of High Anvil, Dark Mantle, in his
Wow.
dark cloak, mask. For just reference, I'm just going to use ideas that we're all familiar with, I hope, just to kind of put a picture in your head, because most of these I couldn't find. But for this, Dark Mantle is, think of a less bat themed Batman kind of look.
Who?
Exactly. Yeah. You'll be at a disadvantage. The hero of Beacon, Tempest, a dwarf with dark black skin and white hair that's all just shocked out and back, kind of a really long kind of Einstein kind of hairdo.
Okay.
And Tempest is known for being a master of weather. From the Sunderkeep, the hero, Shale, standing, looking like a fairly ordinary human, but everyone knows that when he needs to, he can turn into a fierce, large golem of stone and rock.
Oh my.
On the other staircase from the top going down, the hero of Hailstone, Melting Point. Even standing there in his simple but very regal clothing, his hair is on fire. Complete mastery of fire. And in a land of pure ice and cold, definitely is well known. The hero of Tureen, a male halfling, Heartstone, who looks to be always in a state of perpetual dirtiness, and plants growing both in, on, and from his hair, skin, all around him. You don't know where the plant life begins and he ends. And the hero of Mirrorvale, the Magi, a very large black man who is wearing a wizard's hat, robes with cut-off sleeves, cuffs, looks to be an intimidating barbarian, if anything, but all know he is the master of all sorcery and wizard craft. These are the pinnacle of the heroes and reputation of the Scalebound, here in attendance watching the new induction of its newest members. As you stand there, and Theobald, you standing there still adjusting to the newly fitted breastplate that Alice was kind enough to bring before the ceremony. You all stand before Zazozan, and he gestures all three of you up. Says, newest members, step forward. You all step forward. You three have proven yourselves to be honorable and worthy of the reputation of the Scalebound. What do you three call yourselves?
glance at Callan and Loon and just looking for acknowledgement.
This would be the group name.
Is this the one we agreed on? Like,
Yes.
I can't wait.
Yes.
Yeah. Nodding to.
You as Scalebinder, we think of ourselves as your halfway's crew. To borrow a phrase you used the night before.
There's a halfway crew.
Okay. He looks thoughtful for a moment and just like wasn't what he expected. I mean, most of the names that are given or thought of or used are more spectacular, but he kind of just nods to himself and he's like, then it shall be the halfway crew you three are. And he looks to you first, Theobald. From this day forth, the guild will know you as what?
Blackstaff Scalebinder.
And he nods his head and he extends his hand. I welcome you, Blackstaff.
Thank you, Scalebinder.
Shakes your hand. Steps down to Callan. Callan, from this day forth, what shall the Scalebound know you as?
Well, Callan will just kind of be taken aback, like it's unexpected, and just be caught like like he hadn't thought of anything, and actually buffoonishly trip backwards into something.
There's a rug behind you for sure.
Okay, yeah, I'd probably get into that rug and making it look like an accident, but on purpose. Almost rolling myself up in that rug and then
Roll me
popping out.
performance. Roll me quick performance. Why not? Come on.
All right, that's a 19.
Cap.
19,
course.
yeah.
Lou's just shifting.
Just keep fishing
uncomfortably.
for. Just keep fishing for
So
those
as
ones.
soon as there's like a reaction from anyone, it's like he's kind of looking for the cue of being called a fool.
You'll hear a few kind of restrained kind of chuckles, but
Mhm.
this is a serious ceremony. So, I mean, it's refrained.
All right. And then if you know, if it's thrown out there, he's called a fool, or he'd say, fool. A fool stumbles on things that wisdom can't illuminate. I am no fool. I am the fool.
The fool. He nods his head and extends his hand. The fool,
Sir?
I'm sure you will be well known.
Thank you.
Shakes your hand. He steps to the side. To you, Loon. You, sir, what will be your name known to the Scalebound henceforth?
Put my hands together and bow. If it pleases you, master, I will be known as the Peacemaker.
He nods very appreciatively of like a fitting name. You will be known as the Peacekeeper from this day forward here amongst the Scalebound. Turn, face your fellow members. And you all turn. There is general clapping, and you hear kind of in unison, one by one, your names being repeated. As this
Simple point, real quick. Sorry, I'm. It probably got buried in the accent. Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yep, that's why I wrote. If I didn't say that, I apologize.
No, okay, just making sure.
Nope.
Sorry,
Sorry.
completely ruined this whole thing now.
Okay, that's it. I'm done. You know.
Oh, so he doesn't have to go to the bathroom all the time? That's the accent you're using?
That's the one.
Okay. All right. Nice.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
Okay.
I just ruined
No.
this really, really
no,
awesome,
you're
solid thing.
no, you're great. No,
Ah,
nope. I didn't stay up till 2 a.m. at all. Nope. Cool. All right. So as you are all staying there in the applause, you all kind of look at each other with a little bit of pride and just kind of basking in. You've made it. You're officially now members, and you think back to the night following everything that happened a week ago, and coming into being ushered into once again the Scalebinder's office, as you had been quite a few over a week ago now. And seeing you all there, you can see him sitting at his desk writing. And as you all kind of walk in, he just looks up and you can see the irritation just kind of flooding off of him a little bit. And he, not even stopping writing, he is, so how much of the Cliffs district did you burn down? And how much is that going to cost the Scalebound?
well, it was only one building, so it should not be that bad, yeah?
He looks up.
There's two, Loon, it was two buildings. You left before the second one caught on fire.
Yeah, the slow head turn with the like surprise mounting on the face. You what?
Correction, 3 buildings. The adjoining building of Fallion's estate caught fire too.
Oh, good. Check that off.
Loon like Loon just deflates a little bit.
Uh,
The pride of the previous moment kind of washing away.
Scalebinder, if I may, I'd like to propose that instead of it being costly to the Scalebound Guild, it could be an opportunity for new revenues for the Scalebound Guild.
And how do you see that? Right now, our reputation is thankfully mostly untarnished, but possible members were rumored to be in the area.
Ah, well,
Thankfully, all of you are still new.
from what I heard, there was quite a disruption of Fallion Dorn's enterprises, and there's probably a lot of lost faith in his services. So that's where I kind of say maybe there's an opportunity there for us to help out everyone where the Fallion Dorn's enterprise is no longer helpful, whatever their alternative negotiation services were.
Well, between you and me, his reputation, though a little bit aggressive, was silver. Though those in the know definitely knew not to cross him because of rumors of disappearances. I know that he was attached to the Assassin's Guild, the 3-headed serpent. But roll me a persuasion check real quick there, Callan.
Okay.
Just with everything you said. And
16.
16? Potentially. And you see him kind of writing down a couple things. And he's just, maybe we'll have to see if there is some sort of hole that the Scalebound can fill for the community at large. Not all is a loss. And speaking of that, and how you apparently heard of what happened at Fallion's house, a Miss Clover has approached us and is looking for possible membership here at the guild. Apparently, she was interested in with what happened at where you found Talcy, I believe.
Hmm.
A half-orc woman who seemed to at least be interested in employment in a little bit better reputation, as you have put it.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. She was so nice.
Oh, was she?
Yeah, so I hope we can help her out.
Well, she does have a little bit of a reputation. Roll me, as he mentions this, roll me a history check. All of you actually can.
Oh,
Actually, nope. Sorry, Lone, not you. You're the one who can't.
I should have mentioned that.
I got a dirty 20.
Dirty 20,
Ugh,
22.
22.
jeepers.
Both of you actually have heard of this as I say this. Miss Val Clova, she was a fighter and gladiator in some of the entertaining events during some festivals, and apparently fell out of good standings with whoever represented her, and sought employment wherever she could get it. And with her skill set, fell in with apparently the three-headed serpent.
Huh.
But you will all know that she is known for being a honorable but a ruthless fighter. And as Callan, you would probably know just from similar kind of background, she's also known for kind of enjoying playing to the crowd, and nearly lost many fights many times because she indulged in trying to entertain the crowd more than deal with her opponents.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's who that is.
Nice.
Oh, no wonder I seem to like her so much.
No doubt.
And I'm just over here like, "Well, hallelujah."
Yeah, no, I apologize, man.
Ah,
You're from a monastery.
well, yeah, and not to mention my backstory.
Yeah, that's good. I hope we can help her out. She seems nice, and it's really unfortunate that her former employer is just became so unstable all of a sudden.
Yes, I agree. So suddenly, almost as if fate had a hand in it, or a violent shove into it.
Right. A bounty of opportunity just presents itself to everyone.
Yes. Also, speaking of a potential new employee, I would like to let you all know, as it has been decided, you all will be full members. That being said, I have to inform all members, and there will be a general discussion about it as well. We have one minor member that is going to no longer be part of the Scalebound, and is hereby going to be shunned and ostracated from all dealings with the Scalebound. His name is Derek. Derek Thornsong. And if for any reason you have any interactions with him, he was my personal attendant. You will have no dealings.
Trying
But-
very hard to keep a straight face.
That being said, I would like to say next week we'll be having the ceremony for all of you. In the morning, you all take the added brand on top of your tattoo. And though it may be premature, and I have you all here, and I'm sure there are going to be many preparations and things distracting you between now and then, I want to inform you of your next mission for the Scalebound. There is a small city to the far north, Highport. It is near the Towering Peaks mountain range. There's a contract that has come in from the mayor. The agreed upon amount is 1,500 gold for the completion of the contract.
Oh, I mean, ooh.
Yeah, Lou, eyebrows are definitely up.
40% of it goes back to the guild.
Of course.
But there are rumors of, well, either way, we're being paid to do it. But there's rumors of strange violence in the outlying countryside. If you believe it, people coming back from the dead. Possible dark rituals or supernatural creatures. There's many stories that get told, some of them true, some of them not. But I want to send all three of you there to deal with whatever this violence or these undead, whatever they are. The mayor wants it taken care of within the month. That being said, we will speed you along your journey, seeing as there's no way you could make it within the month. It's part of the price he was agreed to make. So on the morning after your membership ceremony, you will be sent to Highport. Do you have any questions or problems with this contract? You technically do not have to take it, but it's where I'd like to send you next.
Sounds exciting.
Well, I do suppose it is always good to keep on the move, eh?
Can we use the library, whatever, to research, or whoever would know anything about what's going on there before we go?
Absolutely. Any materials that we have, you are welcome to try to give you any intelligence or aid that could help you.
Thank you, Scalebinder.
So, back at the ceremony, the crowd has dispersed a little bit. You're in a grand hall and there's lots of food, and like it's the same room, but that room extends further out from behind where that picture was for reference. And you see a lot of, there's servants with food and drink and people all around. You see all the mentioned people before. You also see Apex is there as well, Callan. I figured you'd be curious. And as you look around, you also real quickly are just picking up a few other faces. And it's like you see Rhyme, who's known for being mastery of magic and ice. And you see one figure that you're actually not familiar with. And it's like, and as you even if their notoriety, fluctuates on how well they're known or whatever, you see all these different members. But one that catches your eye just because so different is an Eladrin female. Very, very long ears and eyes larger than the average humanoid, and hair very kind of, think that kind of punky purple and pink. Who's walking around, and every now and then you'll notice that you lose kind of that thing of oh, that person looks interesting, and then go back to your conversation and look somewhere else, and they are in a completely different area of the room. Roll me a history check, and this is doing at disadvantage for the simple fact of not a well-known, but hey, just maybe. You too, Loon. You're not so sheltered, you might not have heard this person.
No reason for it. Natural 20.
Was that with disadvantage?
Oh no.
Oh.
hey.
So-
Still 11.
Disadvantage got me a 16.
Okay.
What a way to waste a 20.
Ironic, I was doing it in reverse. 1 is the one. No.
Yeah.
Nope, none of you are familiar. Also there, you'll see milling around is Alice Cloudfang, being very, very loud laugh. Very, it's and she seems to be quite enamored and with the charming conversation of Leech. And they're going back and forth, and the room is yours. And as you kind of mill around and start to have conversations with different people, some of which might be a little bit of a little hero worship involved in it. Who would like to? Is there anybody that just you dying to talk to?
Well, Callan wants to ambush Apex and regale him with his tale of how he cornered Falion and almost got him, but he just got away. Hoping that Apex drops some of his wonderful assassin's wisdom on Callan.
All right. So Callan will goes over and speaks with Apex. And why don't you roll me just a charisma check? We're going to truncate some of these.
Okay. 13.
13. Okay. So you two are having a riveting story. Mainly you're telling a riveting story of everything that happened. Theo, Loon, what are you two doing?
Lou's not too terribly interested in talking to anybody simply because he doesn't know anybody.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few like
Um,
the main six you'd at least heard of, but
yeah, but it's not enough to be like, hey, I'm gonna go talk to this guy.
yeah, no, I get that.
More than likely, I'm probably gonna try and slip away for just a moment to see if I can find Slate.
Okay. Theobald.
Just looking for the people we know. So Battlemaster, Clover, Telsia, Slate.
Okay.
Staying away from Sealy.
Wow, if Sealy knew that, she'd be hurt.
I'm trying to not let her know that as well.
If
Yes.
only she knew.
Trying to
Oh,
avoid her
no.
and trying to not let her know that I'm avoiding her.
Mm-hmm.
I made a general roll for her.
Not urgently, just right.
Yeah. So you go over.
We're
and you
leaving tomorrow
start-
morning, just double checking. So
Yep. So yeah, as the conversations are going on, people being avoided, people being sought out, Loon, yeah, you managed to kind of slip away, and as you're kind of even thinking about it and not as involved in some of the socialization as everybody else is getting into, you look around and it's what actually makes you think of it. You actually notice no Slate.
He isn't here. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not here. And so you slip out and kind of go looking. You go to his quarters are. And as you get there, knock on the door. You'll hear kind of a hushed tone a little bit and in his voice of just who is it?
It's me, Lun Sansarom.
Oh, Loon, hold on. You'll hear little movement, stuff like that. And eventually the door will actually unlock and then open. And you'll see he's kind of looks like he might have been, maybe washing or who knows, but he kind of has some, robes just bundled up around him, and he's like, oh, good to see you, Loon. I'm surprised you're not at your ceremony.
I don't do so well with large groups of people. May I come in?
Oh, come, please. How rude of me. Come, sit.
No. Do not worry about it. I just hope I did not interrupt anything here.
Oh, no, nothing at all.
Good.
So, why are you seeking me out then?
I'll come in and I'll shut the door and I've been concerned about you just a little bit. You have come into yourself quite quickly, and it makes me slightly nervous. To see the stresses you are putting yourself under, it is not a good thing. It's not good to power through, as it were, without the proper training necessary. Perhaps I'm going about this a little ham-fisted. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. Why wouldn't I be?
Well,
Just
There's been a lot. There has been your reawakening, and then the capture, and then the fighting, and the burning, and the oh god, the burning.
yes, there
Anyway,
was quite a bit of that. I got a little caught up in the moment, but it was a lot of fun at the same time.
and the sudden finding of your magic. I do not
Yes.
wish to stunt your growth, but I do think that a good teacher is within your next steps. I fear that moving too quickly forward will lead you into paths that may cause you more harm than good. And
All right.
I simply wanted to let you know that I am here for you. I can provide some centering things. Perhaps we can meditate and fall into and maybe unlock some of those parts of your brains that are still asleep.
Oh no, oh no. That we can put that to rest. We don't need to worry about unlocking anything. No need. But I very much appreciate.
Can I roll insight on that?
I have no idea why.
Uh-huh. 23.
Oh well. Oh, I rolled actually quite high for
Oh no, really? No.
not enough. Not
Okay.
enough. Yeah, he's being he's dodging the
Mhm.
subject. He is not being honest.
Mhm.
And you can actually tell there is some fear there
Got it.
in the idea of that.
Okay.
So yeah, he's kind of rambling a little bit and just he's like, no unlocking, no fiddling around up there. There's no reason to. I'm fine. I admit I might have pushed myself a little bit, but all I've seen of you and Theo and Callan, you've all jumped into the action when needed, and I was merely following the good example you've all given.
Well, yeah. We don't always properly think things through, and perhaps sometimes our antics can get a little wayward, but it always seems to work out in the end. It always seems to
Absolutely. I
work
mean,
out in the end.
a kind of
Well-
morbid justice was served, in my opinion. I mean, they burned our house, we burned theirs.
This may be a argument slash debate we have later, but it all worked out. It all happened for a good reason.
Right.
In any case, I wanted to let you know that we are not just here dragging you along behind us for any trip and adventure because we are using you. We care for you, and we do care for your well-being. Should you ever wish to perhaps do a little digging, I am here for you. I will not dig further than is okay by your means, but I think it might help you.
Thank you. I'm all right. Nothing to worry about whatsoever. Slate is as good as blank. Nothing to worry about.
I'll kind of nod and say, well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
You too enjoy. I know you said it wasn't really your fancy, but I'm sure.
I'll probably be wandering around somewhere else. Large crowds do not suit me so well. Here, and I'm going to reach into my jacket and kind of pull out the little notebook that I've kind of been keeping on, just an old notebook from the monastery, from my original notes and just how to center yourself and some of the things going on at the monastery. If you ever wish to do a little reading, perhaps try some things on your own. I'll hand him the booklet or the note. It's a notebook.
He'll kind of just take it, and he's like, "Thank you, Lun. I appreciate it."
I'll bow to him and have a good evening and allow myself out.
Yeah. So as you get to the door and open it, and you're just going through it, behind you will hear, Lun, actually, I appreciate you stopping by. Can I talk to you? Actually,
Well, of
More-
course.
more?
Would you like to do it here or?
I think this is about as private I'm gonna get, unfortunately, without knowing more.
Up,
We're all wearing the
smile
earrings,
and-
right? And hear each other.
Oh shoot! Yeah, if I
You
hear
have
guys-
to want to activate it. It
I was gonna
doesn't
say.
just.
Yeah, I hope I'm not catching like bits and pieces. Of just
Loon, tell
weird-
him he's cool. Tell him.
All right, yeah, I'll come back in and I'll close the door and would you like it locked or left open? Or?
Please.
Okay.
Okay. Kind of gestures for you to sit in a chair, and he kind of pulls another chair and kind of sits across from you. And sorry if I was so dismissive.
I understand.
I don't think you do. I've been having some dreams lately, and I don't know who I can talk to. Honestly, Theo still scares me. And
That is understandable.
I like Callan, but I also can't predict him and know where things would go after.
Mhm.
I've been seeing lots of fire in my dreams, and I remember a lot of pain. And as I've been doing things, and can I ask for your discretion?
Of course.
Okay. And he's like, after what happened, I've been feeling a little different lately anyway, but after what happened and with everything that happened in the other night or last week, and he's like, oh, just be done with it. And he stands up, turns around, and you see him kind of open up his robe and stuff and bring down
Okay.
his just the top half and everything.
Okay.
And he turns around, and on his chest you see a very strange like symbol or rune that looks like it's been etched into the skin like a scar, and
Is
all
it-
around that area is black and red skin, like the actual seems like areas of his chest is actually changing its pigment.
Two things. Can I recognize the rune?
What languages do you?
Goliath, Common, and Primordial.
Okay. So off the cusp, no, nothing that
Giant. Yeah.
either way, the scarring on it and everything it doesn't look like it's fresh. It looks like it's very old.
And then the second thing would be like a medicine check. Like, can I like knowing anything about what's going on here?
Sure. Make me a medicine check.
Okay, that's a dirty 20.
Okay. So kind of gently coming closer and trying to look and everything.
Do you mind if I just
Oh, at this point, why not? Kind of go over him and everything. And honestly, it's medically, from what you know, it doesn't really make sense. It's like it seems almost like his human skin all of a sudden stops and it changes pigment, and even the texture of it starts to feel like it still feels very much like skin, but it just there's something extra to it. Like you just can tell it's slightly different. But beyond that, it looks like maybe he, and you know better because you saw him naked when he woke up, scarred himself years ago, and etched this into himself, but nope. And he's like, yeah, it's I didn't realize it, but when we got back and I was kind of changing, this was here. I don't know what this means.
I cannot say that I do either. I would like to ask your permission before doing anything outside of what you would like. I would like to take perhaps some notes on the design. Perhaps I can do a little digging on the side while we're researching for our next mission, and I can come back to you with something. I will do everything I can to keep any information about this mark away from anyone who might ask questions.
Or that it's on me.
as that is an assumption I was hoping would be made.
Just being clear, you never know. This is new.
Unfortunately, unlike my compatriots, I do not have a whole lot of. I'm fairly sheltered. My knowledge is not very far-reaching. I would, as difficult as it was for you to open up to me, and I feel deeply honored that you would even think to share this with me. It shows a great amount of trust. I would talk to someone or find someone who perhaps knows a little more magically. This appears to be something from a previous life. We saw you not that long ago. There's no way on earth you could scratch this out on yourself and it looked like this in this amount of time. Bodies do not work that way.
Well, I don't think they come back from the dead either. So, yay me.
This is the fun thing about magics. Which is why I stay away from some. They are sometimes unruly and unpredictable.
So far, I've had mixed results. To be honest, some of it hasn't been too bad.
Have you?
This one could be horrible.
When did it start? When you started using magic, or?
No, the entire time I traveled with all of you, I never really noticed anything. A few odd dreams here and there. But after whatever it is I ended up actually doing with Theobald, and which seemed to just almost fill up the bucket I could use to do other things. Yes, and when I got back, this was here.
It is concerning. Keep an eye on it. Let me know if things progress, and I will do as much as I can on the side to try and figure anything I possibly can figure out about it.
Oh, one other thing. And he kind of goes over and picks up a candle, and he's like, I've been curious too. And he takes the candle and puts it right against the skin. And he's like, holds up, and he's like, it's warm, but it doesn't hurt here.
But it hurts everywhere else.
Oh, like a bugger.
Okay. Adam knows things. Would Loon know the thing that Adam might be thinking by any means or shape or form?
You tell me what it is you're thinking, and if I feel there's a dice roll that you could make.
/ demon.
You're thinking tiefling / okay. That's the thought. I mean, make an intelligence roll.
Yeah, things I am not good at. Okay, 14.
14. Sure. Those thoughts could definitely pop in of just like, okay,
something infernal.
And he's like, infernal.
Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. It is little things from books I have read in the past suggest that there are beings out there that are resistant to fire, and they tend to be of an infernal bloodline.
And
I would not worry yourself too much until we know further. My brain gets away from me sometimes.
Yep, no, I won't be thinking about that at all. I will just put that right out of my head.
In the meantime, might I suggest something? And
I'm not sure I can take any more good news.
I'll kind of hold my hands out. I'll sit cross-legged on the floor and kind of gesture up for him to do the same, and hold my hands out.
He'll sit down.
Okay, it'll just be his palms on my palms. I'm just gonna say, follow my breathing patterns, listen to the chanting I provide, and it's just gonna be like a calming sort of bring down exercise, and then it'll last, I don't know, 5 minutes, and then come out of it.
Roll me a wisdom check.
Yeah, you got it. Wisdom for 12.
Okay. It takes a little bit, but yeah, he does seem to start to just, start to level down.
Remember this when you feel a little overwhelmed. Do not let the worries of today get ahead of you. For all you can worry about is today. Things will happen as they do. I will be here for you. I will do what I can to help you. If
I-
this progresses too quickly, I'm afraid I may need to ask your permission to get outside help. Until then,
Yeah,
I will be your confidant.
I thank you. I plan on trying to do more research from the library here, but infernal. So I guess that's a subject to dive in on.
It would not hurt. I am not known for being tactful. I tend to
No
be
shit.
The bluntness, it comes far more naturally.
No,
Uh,
I appreciate it, and honestly, that's part of why I oddly feel like I could trust you. Um, thank you. I don't mean to be rude, but I think I need to spend more time breathing.
that is fair. You have what you need. I imagine that is my cue to leave.
So you unlock and go on out.
Yep.
So
Callan would have noticed the absence of Slate, so instead of going to look for him as he rambles around the room, he's just going to use a sending spell from the earring and
Oh.
say, "Where are you, buddy? I was thinking, if you still don't remember your past, I am just going to assume that you are my long lost." That's it.
Sure.
It's 25 characters, 25 words.
That's funny.
Someone's not sleeping tonight.
Oh my gosh. Ah, I'm trying to get him down. I'm trying to lower.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a roll because I have 3 possible responses to that. Oh, really low.
Oh no.
You're gonna just hear, okay, thanks. Super tired. Good night. All of it laced with panic.
Uh-huh.
So as you kind of got done talking and regaling Apex with that, and him kind of definitely seeming to enjoy the conversation a little bit more than the first time you guys talked, and he was, every now and then even chiming in a little bit of like when you brought up a certain point, it's like, yeah, he's like, and then then I was alone with with Valiant, and he's like, you stab him, and it's like, I did, it's like actually it syncs up on something he's 100% behind, and
With your dagger.
mine really let me see, and you're
There you go.
sharing this, and as you finish up and start to like, God, he's a really nice guy. Like, he was a little standoffish in the he just might have been shy. Like, you know what? I think we bonded. And as you take a step forward, all of a sudden you see like the whole room is quiet and no one else is here. And at the top of one of the stairs behind you, you hear, buddy, come on. Hey, up here.
Hey,
Ter-
Terrapin buddy.
How's
How's it going?
I'm awesome, man. You're my guy. I knew you were my guy.
Hey, how do you like that social media bump I gave you up in the Cliffs district?
How do I like? I can't even tell you. I was okay. Like, okay, let me. Okay, I was at home and I was just relaxing, feet up, lots of drinks, having fun. I was eating some grapes, and then all of a sudden, like a flash of lightning going through my veins, I heard my name. I felt fire. I felt chaos, and in just the first couple hours, there were people with my name on their lips, and I've already got 2 people that are kind of checking into me. They might be something. I don't know. It's a little early to like go all in on a new relationship, but I'm pretty hopeful. This could be pretty cool.
Yeah, great. Like I said, you need any help with staff management, I'm your guy too.
Oh no, I know you're my guy. And actually one of them, I'm gonna kind of feel it out, play a little hard to get, see what happens. But if this kind of goes in a direction I'm hoping, I might have to have you like check them out, make sure their full potential, because I can't just be showing the goods to everybody. I mean, that's just, I don't think people can handle it.
Gotcha.
The fire though. I didn't see that coming, man. I mean, I wasn't even, granted, I wasn't even paying attention, but like, even if I was, I don't think I was seeing that coming. And you look like the other guy.
Well, all thanks to your gifts.
Oh, stop it. I gave you tools. You used the paintbrush and made the picture, my artist friend, you.
Thank you. And I do think the fire gave it a little extra oomph, extra amplification to the resonance of your name getting out there, don't you think?
Oh, man, it was amazing. I mean, okay, tell me that you noticed the plants.
Oh, I did. And I grabbed
Yeah.
some of the delightful produce that was hanging off of them.
Have you had any of it yet? It is so alcoholic, man. All of it.
It is. Not only that, but I am trying to ferment the alcoholic produce that you produced.
You could go blind, man. I'd be careful with that stuff.
Okay. I'm just
But
the guy
no,
to test it
D&D
out.
moonshine.
Okay, no, but I gotta say, this was so awesome. I wanted to show you a little extra appreciation, man. Because you got to me and you proved that I was right when other people didn't think this was gonna work out. And here you are, and here's everything going. I got new ties to this world coming left and right, more coming. So I want you to your flask. Give me the flask that I gave you.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Takes it and he kind of walks away a few feet away, and he just kind of looks at you and smiles. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this." And he kind of whispers into it, and he takes a big drink and spits back into it and seals it. He tosses it over to you. He's like, "You're gonna want to drink that."
Okay, I drink it right away.
Okay, you drink it, and oddly enough, it still tastes really good, but all of a sudden there's like this metallic-y aftertaste, like kind of like putting a wad of pennies in your mouth or something, or like nickels, or you're just like, what is it? He's like, you're gonna love this. It's awesome.
Oh no. I don't know that you are.
But anyway, I didn't want to ruin the party. I just had to get just one little moment on your special day. But hey, you enjoy the party and you're back.
Thank you. I'll talk to the flask. Thank you.
No problem. All right. So, as all of this has been going on, Theobald, you've been walking and talking with different people, and at a certain point, after talking to Alice and and by the way, I glanced over that so quickly. What is the new breastplate now that it's been repaired? How has it been customized? What does that look like that on the chest there?
So the emblem. Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a golden chalice over a blue bend, like a blue line across, and also a black line with it too. So
For the black staff.
mhm.
So you're having a nice conversation with Leech and Alice, and you eventually, like, during it, you actually notice kind of sitting not really apart from the socializing and everything, but you do see Talsia sitting on a chair just off to the side. And when you look up, you see she's looking over at you, and she just kind of waves and kind of gestures next to her, like there's an open chair. You make your way over, and she's like, "Theobald, congratulations. You and your friends, you deserved it." Oh, actually, Blackstaff.
Thank you. Although we both know we wouldn't have gotten the cube out without you.
Well, minor details. I'm sure you would have figured something out. Just might not have been as refined.
I'm sure Kellen would have found something, but I don't know that we all would have made it back out.
Well, I don't know if I properly said it, but I wanted to thank you, even though it potentially wasn't completely needed. But thank you for coming after me. You didn't have to. I honestly honestly, I thought you were dead, just from what I was told. And finding out you all alive was quite a relief. And then finding out at the same time you all still came after me, even though how horrible I was to all of you.
Oh. Well, and we're sorry about Gret and Bishop.
Yes, very unfortunate. I'll be looking into any family they may have had to see if there's anything I can do.
I don't know that Gret cares, but
I doubt he would have, but he doesn't get a choice.
so we were expecting you to be dead.
I imagined. We haven't really had a chance to talk about all this. No, they took me and eventually woke up and was told everything that happened. Brought back to Dragonlock quite honestly, decently. I wasn't imprisoned or tortured or anything like that. But apparently, with what they did to all of you, they thought the reputation of what all happened was dealt with, and other than my own personal infraction, they offered me a job to kind of make it up to them. And I was mulling it over if I could get past working with people who killed all of you and Gret and Bishop and that couple. And so I was just sitting comfortably debating my morality. Believe I actually have some remaining.
Yeah. And which way was that going to fall?
I won't lie. I was very tempted. I mean, 5 years of service for unlimited resources for all my research, and funds continuing even after I completed my service. I won't say that I wasn't tempted, especially seeing as if I said no, it was likely death.
And what's your path now?
I honestly don't know. Perhaps an autobiography.
Callan would be pleased.
I'm sure you would. He'll, of course, want to be part of editing and adding his own take on things, or at least a forward or some sort.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him touch it if I were you. Or give him a fake one.
I don't think that would matter. I have a feeling that would still end up being in circulation.
Authorized versus unauthorized. I think
Exactly.
there's money in that as well.
Right. Let that one leak out first, right? But I just wanted to say I do appreciate everything, and I don't know if I'm going to stick around here or not, but I owe you all one.
Oh, take that and just keep it in mind the next time you decide you're going to charm somebody.
Oh, I will.
This is in part your fault. I think Malcolm took it to extremes, but just keep that in mind if you wouldn't mind, and that'll be the owing us.
Yes, I agree. A little bit more thought before action. Ironically, I did want to say, and she pulls out a crystal. I can't use this functionally, and I found out that Silly said that this was for me to give to you. And I'm not entirely sure
Oh dear.
what that means. But and she kind of holds out the crystal like, do you want it?
When did she tell you this?
shortly after getting back, she said, you know, she saw I had it and she's like, oh, good. They didn't screw that up. That's for you to use for Theo. And then she
think-
walked off.
I think you better hold on to that.
I mean,
Oh,
I already
Wha-
owe you so much.
No, I'm just hold on to that.
Hide the jewels.
If maiden forbid we end up on opposite sides, you'll get plenty of opportunity to give that a shot. Wherever your path takes you.
Fair enough. And
I would
she-
rather it doesn't come to that though.
Me neither. Thank you. So as she kind of tucks the crystal away, and you sigh in relief, just and starts to walk away, you kind of reflect on just that re-encountering with someone and how it went down. And it brings you back to about 4 days ago. And when you were just got back from the Cliffs District where you put your order in with Alice to get that repaired, and you got back and you got there was a message waiting for you at the Scalebound from Avery telling you to meet her at midnight near the Dark Tides Inn in the alley behind. Information on your request. Delivery confirmed.
Excellent. That said, I would have tried to pull Callan and Loon into at least keeping half an eye or be within running distance of the earring in case this is a trap, given recent doings with the three-headed serpents.
All right. So you all go down there. And you, Callan and Loon, you kind of maintaining some distance. Tell me if I'm wrong. Loon kind of tries to do his best, milling around the outside of the Dark Tide, just kind of keeping an eye on everything from, adjacent across the street, just seeing comings and going. You're all in contact.
Nope.
And
that's
Callan,
all right.
I mean, it'd be probably best if you were inside at the bar, keeping an eye on anybody that could be doing anything. And Theobald, you go into the back alley and wait. About a half hour goes by. And then at the other end of the alley, you start to see someone not being, too discreet, but also still trying to keep a lower profile, kind of slinking down the alley. And Loon, you do notice somebody go down the alley, and you give him a little heads up of, it's like, oh, someone,
Yep.
Someone's coming that direction. And when they get closer, you can't quite see them. It's dark, not
And
a lot
I'd
of light
be
back there.
bringing Owl's vision online as much as possible as well.
Perfect. So from slightly above, you'll see clear as day, you'll see them come in, and as they're there, you also, Loon, you'll notice that a large group of working flatbeds, pulled by horses and stuff, start coming through, lots of crates, lots of things on it, and start to block your way. Callan, inside, you actually get into a fairly interesting conversation as you kind of run into Daughter Midnight.
Oh,
The woman that Loon last time had picked up conversation with, the Drow woman.
Well,
and I would
and-
readily recognize her from that.
Oh yeah, pretty much,
Yeah.
and the fight you saw too.
Okay.
And she actually recognizes you well enough, and she, bringing up like, so where, where's your friend? Is he still alive? Is he, just idle chit chat, but keeping you very much, asking questions. A lot of questions actually about Loon.
Ah. That seems kind of unusual because she
Yeah.
wasn't so inclined to keep conversation going with Loon before.
Uh-huh.
Do I notice anything about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me insight.
Okay, insight is an 8.
8. Nope.
Oof.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe Loon charmed her in a way that even like just kind of left that seed in the back of her head.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Like just asking where y'all been and all that, and it gives you an opportunity. You start to regale her with the story of everything, and you kind of pump Loon a little bit up. It's like, oh, and he ran into a burning building, and he, kind of pumping up the story.
Oh yeah.
Carried Theobald for miles.
Days. And
inspired me to encourage people to seek new more redeeming professions.
Oh, jeepers.
Oh yeah, that Loon is a great guy.
Theo in the alley. At the other end, you'll hear the person speak, and it is definitely not Avery. You hear them. Are you Theobald?
Blackstaff ready. We like. Who you looking for?
Theobald of the Dragoons. Apparently back from the dead.
I stay silent.
I'm here to collect Theobald of the Dragoons for a Miss Avery for a private meeting. If you're not him, don't waste my time.
Nope. You got the right guy.
He throws kind of closer to you, but a hood. It'd be a lot easier if you just put that on and come with.
Yeah, we'll have to do this the hard way.
Put the hood on or Avery dies. We have her.
Well, that's
Who's we?
compelling.
And as I'm saying that, I will kick in the earring to broadcast mode. Who's we that has Avery?
Wait. Can I do this?
Yep.
The ones facilitating the private audience.
All right. So I put the hood on and I go with you.
Correct.
And then we find Avery.
Correct. Safe and sound.
All right.
What are you doing, Theo?
Put the hood on.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Quickly, you'll feel a couple other pair of hands, and through Owl's eyes, you see there are people who have been hiding in the alley further down from you. Come up.
Thanks a lot, Owl.
Well, now that they're moving, totally sees. Ties your hands up. Not too aggressively tight, but enough that you're secure. And then you just hear the voice, just come along. This will all be over quickly. And you are ushered out of the alley.
The other way from where Loon is?
Towards where Loon is, actually.
Okay.
Okay. I
So
wouldn't happen to see that coming out, would I?
So
Oh.
as you're making your way and you're hearing this, Loon, and hearing, what's going on? And Callan, you're kind of excusing yourself from it's like, well, I really got to go. I have business outside. Nice to talk to you. I'll tell Loon you care, heading out. And all of a sudden, right then, like all of that traffic, Loon, starts to clear, and you kind of immediately are looking and move towards the alley and look. There's nothing. And Theobald, you feel you got put into some sort of like carriage or like a flatbed or something, and our horse being pulled away.
Yep.
And
I would send Owl down to buzz Loon and then following the train.
Yep. That's kind of what I figured. So
Okay.
Loon, all of a sudden, you even hear from him. He's just like, it's like, oh, we're on a horse. This is great. This is great. This will be fun. I'm not struggling. Just take me along. And all of a sudden, Owl just zips down and kind of lands right in front of you for a second. Not even fully landing, just like hop, hop, and then kind of takes off in that direction. Like, hey, follow me. And right then, Callan comes out, and you two start to follow Owl.
Yeah, being very careful to tail far enough back where it's not, you know the drill.
Yep, I know the drill. So, little time goes on. Eventually, you're brought into various rooms and are set down in a chair, and the hood is taken off. Sitting in a chair nearby, you'll see Avery. She looks fine. She just kind of like looking around, looks like she might have had a hood pulled off her head as well, and she's squinting a little bit and looking. She's, sorry, sir.
What was her title? That's all right, runner.
Yeah, I can't.
Not the first time we've been ambushed.
That went well last time. Oh, I need a drink.
I think you need to lay off the drinks.
Might be the last one.
Well, there's that.
Then you'll hear a voice. So, you look like Theo. You'll know this voice very quickly, Theobald.
Is it Norwin?
Sounds like Norwin. You don't see him, but you hear him. So, what happened to you?
Well, Norwin. At which point do you want me to pick up the story?
Well, apparently you died, but didn't. I saw the reports myself. I also sent other scouts to confirm. I would like to know who you are, because my brother is dead.
Yeah, that'd be a lot easier for you, but it ain't the truth.
So tell me your truth.
Well, I ain't dead. Not for lack of trying.
Oh, good.
On Gardash's part. Or whoever set us up.
Well, it's lovely to hear. Elspeth and the children will be so happy to hear that their uncle's alive.
I don't know. You want to tell them?
Roll me an insight. Or think about the backstory.
Natural 20.
Okay, you remember your brother does not have children.
That's correct. I thought maybe that was a notation slip.
Nope. I did my research, sir.
My book? You read my book?
Yes, I
dropped on you?
did. I can only read one manifesto a week. But
Yeah.
repeating, Elspeth and the children will be so happy to have their uncle back.
I would like an insight check. Is this a test?
Roll me an insight.
That would be an 18.
You can definitely hear a edge to it of he wants to hear your answer
To
see if you caught that or
Sure.
if, you know.
I wouldn't tell him that. And I'm not sure Elspeth would appreciate you all of a sudden having children. Adopted, I assume.
It has been many years, hasn't it, brother? So, you're alive.
Yeah.
Back from the dead, you say? Or just death didn't take?
I didn't say that.
Oh, then what
That's your-
do you say?
Incompetent scouts, apparently.
My incompetent scouts. And you hear there's definitely an edge there. Found little remains of you and your troop. So either the report that we were given, any kind of, you can hear there, even though you can't see them, you can hear that pitch and everything moves towards Avery. Or your runner, far-fetched story was true, that you and yours were taken completely off guard, which I know my brother was taught better by our father. Or perhaps my incompetent scouts couldn't even find a group that ran off in cowardice.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much running happening that day. What do you want to know, Norwin? I'm here to find out and to warn you that there's a betrayer somewhere in the ranks. Gardash set us up, and then he came in and hammered us.
Gardash, who's Gardash?
Gardash of the Bloody Hand, the new chieftain.
I'm familiar with the Bloody Hand.
The Bloody
Um,
Fist, excuse me.
Bloody
Bloody Fist.
Bloody Fist, yes. But didn't know his name was Gardash. There is a chieftain that has unified the tribes in the Deadwood.
Yeah.
What makes you
We were supposed to assassinate him. Well, the higher ups wanted us to capture him, but the real solution was to take him down.
So what? What brings you to the conclusion that there's a mole or someone who betrayed?
Because he told me.
Roll me persuasion.
Dirty two.
Oh my gosh.
No, it actually is very appropriate for a conversation with Norwin and Theodore Norwin. And you hear like there's a long pause, and then you hear, so he told you. Is that before or after he killed all of your men and our brother Eldrick along with him, who was serving with you?
Who?
Aldrich.
I don't know what you're playing at. Aldrich died of the long lock. I don't know how many. Keep asking questions. You want to prove who I am? We can go back to when you and I were fishing at the river, that last camping trip with father and mother. And I caught that fish. And you poo-pooed it because it was too small. Well, God, I gotta look at. Well, Matthias was making fun of me and told me to throw it back.
You'll hear footsteps coming around you, and then you'll see Norwin, and no smile, but you do see there is little glossiness,
Which is my hint that this is actually Norwin. But yes.
Yeah. And he untie them both. I had to be sure.
Oh,
I truly thought you were dead.
I ain't the first time.
Kind of a family tradition, I suppose.
Yeah.
Wow. Matthias, he's actually taken up your post. Him and
In the
his
Darkwood.
in the Deadwood. Yes, after news got back to us, he requested to be moved to take over your posting. Honor demanded it, he said. And because he wouldn't let you sully a father's name and reputation, and somebody had to take care of it.
Yeah, well. True to the course.
But nonetheless, It's good to see you alive. Do you have a mole? Do you have any ideas of who, or was this your first step of actually getting in contact with me?
Correct. I figured you have a better shot of knowing what orders went out when and by whom on that day than I ever would.
I can do some digging. Do you have anything else? Because the limited information that we have coming from there was last from Matthias. Reports of supernatural rumors, hopefully, but something supernatural that the chieftain could do.
They ain't rumors. It's either the chieftain or he's got a pet something or other throwing lightning bolts around like crazy. Like toys.
Oh. Well, I can do my part. I can't make any promises. You were going to speak.
I understood.
Where
I cut.
Oh.
I'm cut loose. There's nothing further I can do in the ranks.
No, and I think it actually, if there actually is some sort of treachery within the Dragoons, you should try to remain dead unless you've been advertising it to everyone, brother.
No, not trying to. My face isn't exactly forgettable, but most of those who knew me best are dead in those woods.
Fair. You should probably pick up an alias of some sort.
Oh, way ahead of you.
Good. At least you have some common sense. All right. I'll do what I can. He kind of looks over at Avery and he's like, I'm assuming you trust her.
Yeah.
All right. I'll continue making any sort of contact with you through her.
Fair enough. You get an opportunity to get a contract up in the Deadwood via the Scalebound Guild. Word will get over to me.
Oh, you're working with them, are you? All right. At least that's a legitimate means of actually getting you involved, I suppose, if you're part of them. We've contracted them before, not too out of the ordinary. So, all right, well, Elspeth will be pleased to hear you're alive. She was always, at least, unfortunately, fond of the idea of who she thought you were.
If you want to labor not knowing, I'd understand.
I'll think on it. I'd hate for you to die again and me have to explain it. He holds out a hand, just a simple handshake.
Yep. Grasp it.
Shakes it once. Try not to die again. I'll be in touch. And walks out, and all those guys kind of trailing behind. And as they leave, doors open. Callan, Loon, you guys are just kind of coming down the street. You've been kind of eyeing the area. You know roughly where they are, kind of making a plan of attack, maybe arson. I don't know. I don't want to judge.
I'd be
I'd
I'd be going back and forth with Loon.
Seriously, we burn it down, they'll all come out.
They've got Theobald. He's already got a flask of oil ready.
What you're thinking? The last time we tried to do this, we burned down 3 more buildings than we intended to.
All of a sudden, you see a large group of people, like
hide the flask.
gentlemen, start to walk out of the building that you saw. They kind of look both ways a little bit, and then move out, hop onto the carriage and stuff they had, that same ones you were following, and take off.
Loon, did you see Theo? Did they have him?
I haven't
Can I
seen
help?
him yet.
Help
Avery.
up and you all right?
Yeah, I'll be fine.
You got a hold of him. I'll give you that.
Yeah, he actually was kind of a pain in the ass to get a hold of. I actually had to start a fight with a couple of his clerks, and got me brought right to him after that. So, I guess job complete. Sounds like you're gonna need me more.
Yeah. You got some sort of income?
Um, odd jobs here and there. I mean, enough that I'm okay.
Seabold, come in, Seabold. Everybody else left. Where are you? Are you still
Loon,
alive?
Cal, hold up a hand for
She just kind of, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Loon, Callan. We're all right. You can come on in.
Where are you?
Actually, hold on. Just, I'll be right out.
Just kind of like exasperated, looking at Callan, like, okay.
Yes. All right.
I'm heading out again at the end of the week up north. I may be out of touch for a while. Huh. What's the range in the earrings again? A mile?
Yeah.
All right.
Any idea where you're going?
I wrote it down.
Hi. Hi, Fort.
High port.
Oh, that's a ways up there.
They're gonna drop us in fast. I don't know how yet, but I'm hoping we can get back again fast as well. But if you need word, do you know anybody from the Scalebound?
I don't know. Maybe let's find out. I never thought of that part. Oh, yeah, she knows somebody. Who would make sense for her to know? She's like, yeah, I've met up with a guy, part of the Scalebound, loves knives. He's a fun time. But yeah, I know a guy who can get me in.
All right. If you get a chance, go ahead and pass Leech any kind of information that you might have. He'll know how to get a hold of me.
Leech. Okay.
He's an interesting guy. Don't eat anything while you're in there.
Don't eat it. Okay.
Nothing he gives you. Unless, right, I mean, negotiate with him first, I guess. But be very clear what it does.
I'll make sure I ate before I show up. How about that?
Slate would be another. If you run into a dude named Slate, he'd be another one you could trust.
Slate. Okay. All right. I'll
As far as I know.
I'll do what I can. I won't screw this up.
Just ease up on the bottle, right? I need you alive yet. And I want you to be safe, just in general.
I will, sir.
Hold out, hand to grasp.
Grasp.
All right. I'll keep you a secret from these dudes yet, but give us 10 minutes. We'll be out of here. Be careful.
Will do. And she'll kind of make her way opposite side. There's, staircase going up. She
Yep.
just gives you a nod.
Okay. All right. Head out of the warehouse or wherever we're at here.
Yep. Make your way up out of a basement, like cellar kind of, and up and out the door.
Yep.
And there, right across the street, is Loon and Callan.
I'll actually give him a grin.
Holy crap, is he okay?
What?
Seabold, are you all right?
I'm going to chuckle.
What is that on
Yeah.
your face?
I probably fall up from the window perch that I was trying to climb into to look in, just because we're out there bored for a while.
Callan, would you get down? Oh, okay, it's good. You made it down.
Appreciate you guys coming after me. Luckily I didn't need it, but it was close.
Uh,
God, we were sitting out here forever. What the heck was going on in there?
Theobald, you can't be doing weird stuff at random now. That's my gig.
He does have a point.
So you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. We're done here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Now, can I
Is that
shove,
it? You're
urge
not
them
going
and
to-
start walking and moving them out towards the.
I'd have to pause. Oh, hey, Loon Sensinome. Guess who I ran into?
Who?
Lady Midnight. Is that the name?
Yep.
Daughter of Midnight.
Ouch.
daughter, midnight lady.
Who is is that very dark skinned lady that we saw when we first came into town there?
You don't remember her because she remembers you, and she was talking me up pretty big time.
I don't know if you've been doing the same travelings that I have, Kaloon. There has been a lot since we first started this whole thing.
Okay. Well, that was interesting. She
Is
asked
this
about
the lady
you.
who was she was from the monastery and she left?
Wait.
That one?
Yeah. She reminded me of this girl I used to know from the monastery. She was asking about me.
Oh yeah, and I talked you up big time, so you're welcome.
Yeah, perhaps I should pay a visit.
right.
Ah.
And we are back, and as you reflect on those thoughts, Telsia walks into the crowd. You also, as the night goes on, you all kind of regather together at a certain point and are all talking, and you all kind of take that moment looking down at all of your newly I wouldn't call it branded, but your tattoo that has this strange, now almost ruby sheen to where the scale actually is,
Mm-hmm.
that you got earlier this day. And in the firelight, the candlelight, you can see it has an actual glittery sheen to the scale that's on your arm.
There is something to this that tells me that in the case of needing to be stealthy, it is not very stealthy. Yeah, fortunately, it's in my clothing. Yeah.
No, you have to always have it out, man. You know. So the evening goes on. You stay up as late as you wanted to stay up, drinking, enjoying, or going to bed. You prep.
Probably.
Oh.
Oh no! Somewhere during the week, Loon wanted to begrudgingly get a hold of Leech and inquire to him about how to perhaps imbue my darts with things to incapacitate my foes.
Okay.
Because right now they serve no purpose.
We 100% can do all of that, but we're going to keep moving forward
Okay.
because what I was literally, and this ties into that.
Oh,
We can work this out for the little nitty gritty details of, I go to shopping, to the fact of you each have a 50 gold stipend right now before you even leave. Plus, don't even, there's discount with shopping within the guild, and you all can use that either beforehand, or as I've kind of said before, you can have this floating gold amount of like things that you can easily say like, yeah, I have extra rope because we knew we were climbing mountains. I bought more rope, and this gold is just sitting there that we can use in a moment of, can I have had more rope? Because you guys are skilled and prepared adventurers. And so I know the players don't always think about every single thing. And I've been there before as a player going like, obviously I bought more ammunition. I did.
Things our
it would have been
characters would
stupid
know.
not to.
Yeah.
Things our characters would know, but we're too dumb to figure out.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Basically.
like it. I
All right.
like it.
So the next morning, you all wake, you get ready, you're prepping. And as you kind of go to the general like meeting hall and stuff like that, you see that Eldrin woman again. And she comes literally skipping up to all of you, hands behind her back and smiling. She's about 5 foot nothing. And she just smiles up at all of you. And she's like, hi, I will be your carriage for the day. My name is Blink. And she holds out her hand and shakes one by one. Even if you don't get time to even register, she will be reaching and grabbing.
Oh, what? Okay.
And she's like, okay, so as you all know, you all have to travel to, and she pulls out a thing, Highport. We will be using a teleportation. So to do that, you must stay inside the circle at all times. I will be your guide. Follow along. And she kind of starts to walk, and you start heading off into the another area of the actual
Please
guild.
get your hands and legs inside the
Little
throne at all
vibe of that,
times.
yeah. So you enter a room, and there is a silver and gold and looks maybe even platinum rings of around on the floor. And there's runes inscribed. And she walks into the middle. She's like, please join me in the circle. She's like, now, before we actually,
Double check everything.
yep, it's all happening, right? Yeah.
All right, yeah.
And she's like, so before we leave, I'd just like to make sure everyone, what are you doing?
I was I was just gonna hold my breath.
Why?
I don't know how this works.
Oh,
Do I have to stay really still?
I mean, sure.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to Highport. I will take you there. And she opens up. She's like, who will be the one who can keep in contact with me? And she's holding up like this little like leather cuff that looks like it's got some inscriptions and a stone in it.
I'll hold my
Yes.
hand out for this one.
Okay, your
Look at
job
Theo.
is very important. And she puts the cuff on your wrist. She's like, with this, you can talk to me. And you see there's like all up her forearm, all these different leather cuffs, different looks, different colors. And she's like, without that, you can't talk to me. And without talking to me, you can't get home unless you're going to walk.
If I go down, can Loon take it and still talk to you?
I think so.
And if Loon goes down, Callan can take it.
Yep. And if he goes down, anybody could take it.
Oh, anybody. We needed anybody. Can we add an anybody?
I suppose. I may not
Would
give
you
them
be
a
on
ride.
anybody?
I may not bring them though. They can talk to me, but if I don't know them, I probably will kind of ignore you. Not to be
Yep.
mean.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Do you have a list of people you know that I can look at?
No.
Oh, that would have been handy. Right in that
Okay.
in the reviews.
We're going to be reviews. So
Yeah.
once this begins, I need you to stay inside the circle, and then we're going to be in Highport. We'll be there in the blink of an eye. Like my name, Blink. Ready?
Uh,
Yes.
Suppose.
okay.
And you see her, all of a sudden, energy start to coalesce around her hands, down her body into the floor. And then in front of you, literally, a rip in space appears and a giant circle is in front of you. And she's like, step through anytime.
All right.
Well, I'm not known for being the smart one. Zoop.
All right. Yeah, I'm jumping in, but as I do, I'm flicking that little magic ball bearing out and seeing how long it takes to rejoin me.
Oh my gosh. Well, this is gonna take an age.
Anybody seen Homeward Bound? I mean, okay. So
I love it.
you flick it out and pop through. Theobald, you as well?
Yep. It's gonna show up with
Oh.
like a trapezoid and a dodecahedron or something as friends now too.
Yeah, this is wow.
You're gonna have to do some figuring now.
Yeah, you gave me homework on actual distance. I mean, I have the map.
How fast
I know
does that ball travel?
Right. No, I really like, and I don't have to. I can totally just be like, it goes. But here's the thing.
But I feel like you
There's
really
certain
want to.
details that I haven't thought about that I need to know. Is it like kind of like a compass where it's just going straight to the quickest point, so it's just against that wall forever? Or is it finding like Google, where it's just like, I'll take the quickest route,
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious, and so I'll be doing
But we
it.
know it'll go up surfaces.
It 100% will. So yeah, this is interesting. I'm going to have to do that thing.
Does it
I-
gain momentum as it's going along? If it's
Oh,
path,
Yeah.
does
I-
it accelerate?
No,
ga-
it maintains
Okay.
the speed, which is
All right.
not crazy, But I do need someone to please roll me a percentile dice.
I got this one. Unless you want this one, Callan. I think you
I
roll
think
it. You should
Callan
have
should
it.
have this one.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it. Does it narrate its own journey as it goes?
I mean, we'll do a solo episode for this.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
I have never rolled this on a percentile dice. It's a 100.
Woo!
You're kidding.
So what that's probably nothing, right? It's a 100.
That's
it-
great. Whatever it is.
no, it's really, really quite
0, 0, 0.
okay.
I wish I could read into his mind right now.
As
Oh
you
my
s-
goodness.
just no, there's no extra nothing. It's just you it opens, you step through, you flick out the ball bearing. I can't wait to do that math. And then you are standing in the town square of a place you've never been. It is roughly the same time of day, so nice bright early morning, and there doesn't seem to be too much activity. In fact, streets are really quiet.
Do we appear to be near towering peaks?
Because of the size of them and the location of the city, you can see that mountain range. Oh, there it is. All the way. I mean, it's all the way across the northern horizon to the east to west.
So she seems to have dropped us approximately, at least further north anyway.
Literally, you are dead center of Highport. Just
Right in the middle.
awesome. So as you look around, I mean, it's early morning, but everyone roll me a perception check.
I'm going to say thank you, Blink. As we're-
I came out of that real woozy. 7.
You're welcome. Oh, by the way, you can only use this once a day.
Callan got an 11.
11 for perception.
23.
23 for Theo.
Wow. You rolled
Loon?
really well there. I got a 7. I came out of that
7.
nasty.
Yeah. Callan, Loon, you both kind of deal with a little teleportation lag.
Mhm.
And you might be just kind of half looking around to see if the BB made it or if it actually like it's like, oh, this is gonna be so cool, you know? And Theobald, you look around and real quick, you recognize a few telltale little signs of a city that might be in lockdown. You see there are doors, like windows that are boarded. You see doors that are, I mean, look extra locked up tight even from the outside. It looks like they're kind of reinforced from the outside even in a few spots. And there's also, it hits you just a little bit of a little extra smell in the air of refuse, like possibly things aren't being upkept as well as they should. And that thought might go through your head, just seeing as rumors of, you know, people coming back from the dead or some violent scenarios outside of the city, apparently, though.
Sure.
What do you do?
We need to look around and try to find where the mayor, what's his name or her name, would be located.
I
at.
might not have said that, but the name is Garen Foundsman.
Crap. You got that one, Theo?
Yep.
Garen
Garen
Foundsman.
Yep. We're gonna need to go look around. So very few people around, if anybody.
0.
0 people around.
Mm.
All right.
Where
Start
is
walking
everybody?
The nearest gate, or if we're in the dead center, just down the main thoroughfare to find a gate, because there's got to be someone guarding the gate.
Yeah, it's like a large town, small city. So the layout, if you're in the center, there, I mean, there's clear, you can see the outer
Yep.
walls. And so,
Unless
yeah,
there's a big, majestic, official looking building in the center here.
nope,
start
doesn't seem to be.
All right. Original plan.
Okay, so you start heading towards, and just for clarification as well, in the middle of the town, I mean, you can see there's some inns and there's some businesses, stuff like that. But you can clearly, if you want, head towards one of the gates, and you start
Yep.
heading that way. And once you get probably about 50 or so feet away from it, you actually hear a shout from up at the actual wall. And it's, "Who are you lot?"
We're from the Scalebound Guild.
Scale
We're looking for the mayor.
We are the
Scale-
halfway crew.
the halfway. What are you? See him kind of like, or hear him, some muffled voices up above in this like guard tower, all made of wood. And then a door opens. Okay, so how when did you get into town? We don't have any record of halfway crew Scalebound arriving.
Yeah, the guild dropped us in the middle of town by the fountain there.
All right. Yeah, you're probably you're gonna need to get off the streets. No one's allowed on the streets for their own safety. Just head down back the way you came at the center of town. Take a right, 3 buildings down. Should see the mayor's house. Good size. If you're from the Scalebound, like I honestly didn't expect you. We were just given notification that this was happening a few days ago.
Why are we not allowed on the streets?
Because of all the undead creatures that apparently are ravaging the town. I think it's a lot of drunks, but the mayor has told everyone from sundown to sun up, nothing. No one's on the streets. No one's let out of the city. No one's let in the city.
Oh, it's nighttime? I missed that.
It's early morning. So sun's
Okay.
not quite up.
All
Right. Well, thank you for the warning and the directions.
So as you start to head down the street, heading this way, and roll me one more perception check.
Everybody?
Everybody?
Everybody was there.
19.
13.
19.
19, 2 19s. Okay. So as you two are going along, you get back to kind of the center of town, and it's like taking a right, and you start moving. You start to like nearby start to hear like some barking. Loon, like all of you hear that. You hear the barking and everything. And then Theo, Loon, you two start to hear the sounds of, it sounds like, bark, 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 but then you start to hear sounds of almost like that growling, but then you hear another set of growling, and sounds like almost like a person growling, and then you hear sounds of moans and screams, and you can hear the sounds of fighting just down an alley.
Okay.
You
Loon,
guys,
Cal.
do you hear that?
I do. Sounds like
Ooh.
what we came for.
I'm genuinely curious. Are we?
I don't think we
near
have to check in
or-
with the mayor, do we?
Nope, mayor's house is just over there. You can quite see it just right over there.
Yeah, we're heading down the alley.
Okay.
I'm heading down the alley.
Is
So you turn.
Sending Owl up. Yep.
Okay. Owl up. Everyone's heading down the alley.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you head
Yeah.
down the alley, moving down there, you see the like very quickly as you kind of round a corner, all of a sudden you see that there is this dog that looks like it is like at first just yanking and pulling teeth just bared down on somebody's leg, and just half dragging. You can see them trying to get up, and to no avail. Every time the dog just yanks and they fall back, and then finally right then you see the person sit up, grab the dog, pull it towards them, and bite deep into its neck. And then you see the eyes that are all kind of milky, and then it looks over at you, and that's where we're gonna end.
yeah. Oh boy, that's great.
Welcome to Highport.
Yeah, no kidding.
So next week we'll all be back here again, 7:00 here at Highport, and to dealing with some undead. I don't know, maybe. So just want to say thank you for everybody for joining us here on Monsters of Roll Down with Dragons. Check out our Facebook page, Down with Dragons. Check us out on Discord, Monsters of Roll. And then also for inspiration, doing something a little different. Anybody who would like to get in contact and give out inspiration to our magnificent players or DM. I have made an email account just for this, or for comments in general. Anything that you want to just send our way, good or bad, it's fine. It is Down with Dragons mailbag at gmail.com. All one word, no underscores, nothing like that. Yeah, we'll need a graphic. Somebody, like flashing on the screen. But anything for inspiration, who you think should get inspiration for this week, and what they did that really made it so they were the MVP or did something funny, whatever it is, send it to downwithdragonsmailbag at gmail.com. All right. Until next week, thanks everybody for joining us. Have a safe week. Be safe and have a good week.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.